Outside the simulation, I don't feel the same. Everything they chase feels like a game. Outside the simulation, I just stay awake while they sleep inside the illusion they create. Outside the simulation.
What is going on? I almost tripped on the fucking door curb thing. Damn. I was gonna skate, but I don't know. Because I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I kinda wanted to make a video. Fuck it, maybe I'll skate still. We'll see. I don't know. What the fuck was that, dude? Something went in here. Let me see. Only one way to find out. I don't know. Maybe it was a frog. Anyways, guys, hope your guys' day is going good. I took like a 5-day break off of making videos because the video editor I use was not working, so I had to like fix it and stuff, and just I needed a little break anyways. So, but it feels good to be back. I will say my hair's looking cool. I'm gonna end up bleaching the whole thing eventually. For now, it's just highlights. But yeah, hope you guys have been doing good. But this video is about just how, the society is not built for awakening. It's not. There's a lot of things in place that are, I guess you could say, made to keep us separate, right? Made to keep us from reaching a higher state of consciousness, to keep us in survival mode, to keep us with our ego, to keep you stuck in forgetting who you really are beyond the ego. You know what I mean? Like, the modern world is literally designed to keep your attention constantly occupied. Notifications, algorithms, endless scrolling, endless stimulation, alcohol, drugs, politics, and most people never question what that does to consciousness. And it's like we are consciousness, because distraction isn't just entertainment anymore. It's become identity maintenance. The moment silence appears, people immediately reach for stimulation. Yeah, whether it's music, phones, validation, noise, whatever, anything to avoid sitting down with themselves and their thoughts. And honestly, that's not entirely their fault. Most people never were taught how to observe their own mind consciously. They just were taught to perform, to do. Go to college, go to the military, do this, do that, get a this, get a that. They were taught how to perform success, perform productivity, perform identity. From childhood, right? People absorbed expectations constantly, from our parents, whatever we were around. And then from their parents and so on, just a cycle. And when you wake up, you break that cycle, right? You become, I guess you say, the black sheep. But you learned all this from childhood, right? How to behave, what emotions are acceptable, what dreams are realistic, what kind of life deserves approval. And after years of repetition, conditioning starts feeling like the self, right? It feels like normal. The norm feels like identity. But that's the illusion. Because beneath the social mask, beneath the ego, the identity, beneath the trauma, beneath the beliefs and the thoughts, beneath the ego structure, there is awareness itself, and that's the real you, the stillness, the presence, the consciousness observing this experience, the human experience. But awareness becomes difficult to access when the nervous system is overloaded and overstimulated constantly by external output, right? Or external input. That's why so many people feel disconnected now, because disconnected from nature, disconnected from presence, disconnected from themselves, from their higher self, disconnected from their intuition, disconnected from the truth of who and what you are beyond this identity and beyond this human form and this 3D experience and beyond the five senses that we use to navigate reality. The mind becomes loud and you can't hear subtle truth clearly inside throughout all this constant noise. That's why practices like meditation, breath work, nature walks, plant medicine, journaling, mindfulness, and silence can feel and is so powerful. Not because they magically give you enlightenment, but they show you the way and they remind you that you are light. Your natural state is enlightenment, actually, but we've merely forgotten it. What the fuck are you doing, bruh? I'm like fucking yanking him away because he's trying to eat another pile of shit. Fucking Marley? Where were we? Oh yeah, that's your natural state, but we forgot it, right? But all these practices, they remove the interference, the noise, the mental clutter. They create space for you to remember what and what's always been underneath the conditioning and the programming, right? And no, awakening doesn't mean, abandoning reality or pretending you're above human life. That'll just become a spiritual ego, another ego. But really it just becomes conscious of it, right? We're conscious within this experience and shit. Remembering that you're more humbling, being humble about it. Seeing the patterns clearly instead of unconsciously becoming them. Because once awareness expands, you stop reacting automatically to everything and identifying with everything. You stop chasing validation, desperately. You stop needing constant distraction to escape yourself. You can actually sit alone with your thoughts and observe them. And slowly you begin remembering, something the world made you forget. That you were never meant to be just another unconscious character, an NPC, trapped in survival mode. Rather, you are consciousness itself, temporarily experiencing reality through human form, through these five senses, So that's what this is. We're remembering that. And I firmly believe that at a higher level, we chose our avatar, our form, our human body. We chose our humans, our parents. We chose these bad things to happen to us so that you could remember, And that's why you're brave as a soul, because you knew it would be hard. It would hurt. But you'd be so immersed in this experience so that you can remember that there's more than this experience. You're more than the pain. And believe it or not, you're not a victim. Because everything is happening for you, not to you. And it's hard to hear that sometimes, that you're not a victim. I understand that. Trust me. I've had shit happen to me too. But when you look at it in the way that it happened for you, not to you, you begin to act about it in a different way. You don't act from hate or separation, or anger. You act from a space of love, unconditional love and peace and remembrance. And when you're not a victim, it's easier for you to think for yourself. Because if you think you're a victim, it's a lower state of consciousness. You're going to think that you're stuck. You're going to think that you're limited. You're easier to control at that point. I guess you could say the elites, they want you to think you're a victim. Just like they want you to think that you're separate from each other. So that you don't access a higher state of consciousness. So that you can stay limited, stay solid, stay stuck. Obey, pay your bills, go to work. But come on, deep down, you're more than that programming cycle. You're more than just someone driving their big metal boxes going to and from, work and point A to point B. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, your big metal box is your car. There's so much more. But obviously, don't make an identity or ego out of it. As I always say, don't attach to anything. Just be aware and observe. Don't identify. Because the minute you identify with something, I want to say you become limited. You limit yourself. When the truth is that you are infinite. Trust me. When you wake up, it's a stage. Not everyone goes through it, but there are people that do develop a spiritual ego. Like, oh, they're asleep, I'm not. Their vibration's lower. My vibe's high. They're NPCs. Blah, blah, blah. It creates a hierarchy. And it's like, bro, no one is above or below. We're all equal. We're all one. Whether you are aware of this experience or not. Awareness is key, but it doesn't make you better than. It just means that you remember, So you take advantage of the fact that you remember. But don't let it make an ego out of you, Don't have so much pride. Because then at that point, you definitely have more work to do if you do. But I love you guys. Namaste, ladies. The titty. I'm always going to keep making these videos. Because it's what feels aligned for me to do. So damn it, I'm going to keep doing it. Namaste, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
I've been getting messages, but I don't reply. Conversations with myself like every single night. I've been trying to find peace, but I get lost inside. All these thoughts run in circles, I can't even lie. Used to numb it with the highs, now I feel it raw. Every scar got a story, every loss a law. I don't run from the pain, I just let it talk.